So will you please come and set us free? Holy Spirit, come and fill this place. Bring us healing with your warm embrace. Show your power, make your presence known. Holy Spirit, come fill this place. This place. Breath of God, we need a touch from you. Shine down on us with the light of truth. Stir our hearts and set our spirit free. Holy Spirit, come fill this place. Holy Spirit, come fill this place. Our hearts are hungry for your perfect peace. Our souls are thirsty for the joy you bring. So sing your glory, your praise complete. Send down the rain, touch us once again. Baruch Habab, Bashan, Yahuwah, Almighty, the all-powerful, the all-strong, the forever pure energy. Oh yes, wonderful living Father, I just want to bless you for such a wonderful day as today, the 49th day of the counting of the Omer. Thank you for a blissful Shabbat as today. Oh yes, Father, this is the wonderful day you have made for us to be rejoiced and be glad in you. To you be all praise. Yes, Father, from the crown of your eternal glory, I saw overflowing love from your blessed heart. From your crown of eternal mercy, I saw your blessed nail-pierced hand rest upon Yisrael. The sword of your love just opened a new life eternal page for Yisrael. Hallelujah. Father Yahuwah, we can't comprehend your love. To you be all praise. This makes us a new birth, the new world we discovered in you. Our heart is stolen away by the deep love, Father Yahuwah, from your eyes. Yes, the royal marriage, where the covenant, royal vows of yes would do. Right from Mount Sinai, way down to Jerusalem, the song of the bridegroom and the song of the bride. It is your blazing. It is your blazing fire that binds us together eternally, unbreakable. Now we have remembered, we have been remembered. Oh, Father Yahuwah, that is why you looked at us with such melting tenderness that squashed every flesh and cleansed our filth. Oh, Father, we see your love moved like a tree, shaken by the wind. The purity of your eternal love is blood circulation in the camp of Yisrael. Hallelujah. Yes, Father, for us, for my heart, soul, spirit, and body to comprehend you, I always refers to you, the one who is, who was, who will forever be, Yahuwah, the Almighty, the Hayah, the Howeh, the Yehye. To the Abba Yahuwah, Bashan, Yehoshua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Amen. Greetings to the 12 tribes of Yisrael scattered in the four corners of the earth, and to the Gentiles called by the name of Yahuwah. Shalom and much love, family, for you are the reason of our time like truth, because the time, I repeat, the time is so near. Just as we see the days goes by, and so draw nigh the coming of our Messiah, King Yehoshua HaMashiach. Every single thing is waiting for. Oh, Just as the Malach of Yahuwah said unto Yehukanah the Revelator, sealed not the prophecies of this book, for the time is near. Oh, how near it is. A step to the door. Exactly what we are doing here, family. Decoding end times prophecies, signs, dreams, in preparing people, body, house for the returning of King Yahushua HaMashiach, our eternal bridegroom, to whom always eternally due glory, worship, praise, honor, adoration, wealth, power, to the glory of his magnificent Father Yahuwah the Almighty, and the forever pure energy. Hallelujah. Glory unto you, Father. As usual, the trumpet has sounded, just as the Ruach HaKodesh said unto the congregation, is there anyone that have an ear? Let him hear. Again, what is trumpet? It is the voice of Yahuwah, and that is the very feast we are preparing for. The very feast Messiah is about to fulfill, the Feast of Trumpets. That is the so-called rapture, where you hear the trumpet sound. Everyone will meet up with him. The one that is prepared, that is the wise virgin, not the foolish one. So the trumpet simply means get ready is alert. It is awakening. It lets you know something good is on the way or something bad is on the way. That is the use of trumpet. Get ready sometime also for battle, or get ready for sometime something good is on the way. So that is the use of trumpet, and it has just sounded. So do you have ear to hear? Therefore hear. Is there anyone that have ear? Just as the Ruach HaKodesh said, he that have ear, let him hear what the signs of the last days is saying.
Believe that watchmen Yahu and Deborah can't obviously believe that watchmen Yahu and Deborah did not pay me to do the intro for White It Out 4 to deceive the masses. The true Israelites are the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and Native Americans scattered throughout the earth. The Judah team has an agenda to make all the tribes Hamite. Matthew 24:4 says, to take heed that no man deceive you.
And why his mother has such
is up. Hey guys, the gig is up. I'm not the real Jesus. As a matter of fact, the fella's name wasn't even Jesus. He had a Hebrew name. There wasn't a letter J until a few hundred years ago. With that being said, I have fooled the whole world into the biggest sham of all time. The name and identity of the real fella has been taken over by me. There are thousands of paintings of Jesus, and they don't even come close. Jesus was the creation of the Roman Catholic Church, which served to replace the real fella, who probably looked more like Morgan Freeman. But who cares? The truth doesn't matter, as long as you pay your tithes. Gotcha.
So, prior to this, I will always give a preset, as usual. Revelation 12 verses 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Do you see? It's a novel to you. Because when you just come to this particular place, in fact 99% of the Christians, they will just read it and pass over, take it as a novel, and never mind to dig to the root how he deceived the whole world, the royal law says so. What about me? How did he deceive me? No, they never mind. Why? Because they are the primary channel of the great deception of these last days. The strong delusion is found in the Christendom. and his twin brother, Matthew 24, verses 24. For there shall arise false Messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, inasmuch that if it were possible, they will deceive the very elect. You see, this is the truth of the matter. The many false prophets are devil's property. And the many that is also going to be deceived again are devil's property. They are not needed. Why are we here and why are we always resounding the voice of Yahuwah in the trumpet? It is because of the elect. Because there is a stipulation. The elect won't be utterly deceived. And that is the purpose. We are open our mouth like a trumpet all the time to speak concerning this matter. You see, this is not my speculation, no, or my ideology that the many false prophets are the devil's property and the men that is also going to be deceived are devil's property. Is not my ideology. In a nutshell, it is what Yahuwah said, that is where we are now, the deception of the last days, the strong delusion from Father Yahuwah Almighty. Mishmekan and people, here we are in the heavenly courtroom of Yahuwah, the forever Almighty, with a breathful, powerful message titled for you and me, Power of Yahuwah in SHAVOT Saudi action versus the power of devil in Pentecost action. So this is the title for the Yahuwah titled this message for you and me. Deuteronomy 32, I read from verses 1 to 4. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass, because I will publish the name of Yahuwah. Ascribe ye greatness unto our Elohim. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A Elohim of truth and without iniquity, just and right is he. All glory unto Yahuwah eternally. So, family, let's go into the subject today as Yahuwah has already titled it for you and me. We start this very journey in March. So please, for you to understand this very the fullness of this statement, kindly listen to the first clip. This is the very sixth one, titled Biblical New Year, and the second clip titled The Sign of True Messiah is 3 days and 3 nights. That is clip 2. Clip 3 titled The Adonai of Shabbat arose on the Shabbat. That is the clip 3. Clip 4 titled The Great Last Day. And the clip 5th titled Messiah who ascend is about to descend with an iron scepter to rule the world. That is the 5th clip. So today is the 6th clip, the very end. And we started right from March. So to Father Yahuwah be all the praise for bringing us this far. So right now, let us go into our study. So for you to really get the full knowledge of this dogma, kindly watch the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th clip in order to get into with this. So right now, here is a question for you and me. What is the royal law? So let's see how it's played out. We have about 7 points. It is more than this, but I shorten it. Let me just make these 7 points. What the royal law stands for. Why the giving of the royal law. How does it play out in our lives? And what is the main purpose Father Yahuwah gave this royal law? Point 1. It functions as the sacred marriage covenant between Yahuwah and his people Yisrael. So this is the reason of the royal law. This is what royal law for. Point 2. It outlines the way the marriage is to be lived out in its stabilization and what makes this a happy and a fruitful marriage. Point 3. It takes its precept describes how the marriage would function. The precept of it describes how this marriage would function. Point 4. Its words and pictures tell what marriage life should be like. Point 5. Its judgment describes how each of the partners would relate to each other. Point 6. For either a party to violate these agreements, violate the marriage itself. Point 7. The groom promised never to violate it because he is Almighty Yahuwah. He has never broken his word. So this is the a few one I just point out. So this is what the royal law is doing in our lives. The groom promised never to violate it because it is Almighty for the Yahuwah himself. So this is what the royal law is for you and me. It's a wedding contract. It's a wedding a document. So that is why when we will go into it now. When for the Yahuwah first when he was about to bring them out in Exodus, I think we will look into that. So that is why sometimes when I see Christianity saying the covenant or the royal law or the Old Testament, Jesus done away with it, it is mind-boggling. Because you are saying, are you not saying that your wedding contract, your wedding documents is done away with? Is that what you mean? Because when you said the royal law is done away with, that means your wedding contract is done away with. Automatically, that is what you are saying. Is there any marriage without covenants or without wedding contracts? No. You can't be his people. You can never be the people of Yahuwah without the covenant, marriage, wedding contract that binds you together, that makes you his people. Without that wedding contract, you can never be his people, never. So this is about what SHAVOT, the very one you call Pentecost, is all about. SHAVOT simply means a great harvest, or you are matured enough to go now into marriage. Because when Father Yahuwah moved out his people out of the land of bondage, he waited for 50 days. So on the 50th day, that is when he now gave them the royal law, the wedding ketubah, the wedding contract, our wedding gift, that give us the guideline how to play or to live for our bridegroom. Now, when Father Yahuwah waited after that 50 days, he gave this law. So before he went and redeemed his people, let's first look into it. Exodus 6 from verse 6. Here is the promises while our ancestors were still in the land of bondage in Egypt. Exodus 6 verse 6. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am Yahuwah. I will bring you out from the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will rid you out of their bondage, and I will redeem you with a outstretched arm and with a great judgment, and I will take you to me for a people, and I will be to you a Elohim, and ye shall know that I am Yahuwah, your Elohim, which brought you out from the out from under the burdens of the Egyptians. Here is where the promise started. I will take it to myself. That is the 4-cup judgment we always set on Pesach. So Father Yahuwah gave the promises to his people. I will judge them with a great destruction, and I will take you to myself. You will be my bride, and I will be your bridegroom. So this is where it all started. It all started in Exodus chapter 3. So sometimes, because Christianity is so far removed from the truth, they are so far pushed back from the truth, that is why they are calling this event a new feast or a new event. No, this event that reveals the fire in Acts of Apostles 2, it is the very ancient event. It's not something that just begins with in the Acts of Apostles chapter 2. No, it begins right in Exodus chapter 3. When for the Yahuwah, now when the fullness of time now come for him to redeem his people, to fulfill the promise, he said after 400 years. However, our ancestors spent 430 years where the great mighty hand of Yahuwah revealed from above. He revealed himself. This is where in first time in history we have the name of Yahuwah. We get the name of Yahuwah, the name of mighty Father Yahuwah revealed on earth in Exodus chapter 3 at the burning bush. This is where we get his name first time in history. This is where we know God is just a title. It's not his name. Yahuwah, I am that I am, is his name. And this is the mighty redemptive name that went into battle and brought out all his devotion from bondage. This is the very season and the moment. This is what we are talking about. And this history is about to repeat itself again in this generation. And not so soon, and not too long at all. So now what happened? The fire that rests upon every apostles, 120 apostles in Acts of Apostles chapter 2, was once first revealed in Exodus 3. The fire brought about the name. When Moshe, Father Yahuwah said unto Moshe, take off your shoe, for you are in a holy ground. Is to put on shoes a sin? Of course, no. What did it mean? What is the idiom? Because Father Yahuwah said unto Moshe in a riddle, take off your size of shoe, because with your size of shoe you won't be able to redeem my people from bondage, because your shoe will represent your flesh. Moshe once first saw it when he wanted to do it with his own power. When the Egyptians did very wicked thing with the Hebrew, what did he do? This time he was still under Pharaoh at the age 40 years. He now went into field with his strength, physical strength, and killed that Egyptians. Therefore, Pharaoh now sought after his life. He now fled. So with that physical strength, you can't bring out these people from this bondage. Take off your shoe and let me step in your shoe. When redemption comes, like we also find this idiom in the book of Ruth. In this very feast, the feast of Shavot of great harvest, of the field is matured now. As Exodus 23, verses 15 to 16, as we are being told, Father Yahuwah said we should count 7 Shabbat. 7 Shabbat is 49 days. 49 days. And that was on the Shabbat, 7 Shabbat. It ends on the 49 days. So first day of the week, which the one you call Sunday, that is when the high priest will not offer the first fruits or the fruit from the field unto Yahuwah, the 50th. That is what they are calling Pentecost. It means 50th. That is the Pentecost. But in Hebrew, it's called Shavuot. So this is where Ruth was being cut into the kingdom in this very feast of Shavuot. When they returned back with Naomi, you can read it, Luke chapter 1 verses 22, Luke chapter 2, 3, 4. It is a very short chapter. It's educating. So on this feast of Shavuot, the winter harvest, this is where Ruth was now being caught into the kingdom. It makes marriage. You are mature now to go into marriage, because Father Yahuwah waited for 50 days to bring us into his covenant. to enter into covenant with us. He waited because now he knew we are matured already. While we were in bondage in the Egypt, he didn't do it. After he have moved us out with his outstretched arm, he now entered into wedding with us the 50th day. Now, exactly the same idiom when Boaz went to marry Ruth. He took off his shoes and stepped on the ground, and he now redeemed Ruth. And from this very Ruth, there her loins come Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. Ruth gave birth to Obed, from Obed to Jesse, from Jesse to David. So this is how we get it. From there, that is the kingly tribe. From Ruth, then Messiah comes. So now in this feast, this is what always go on. It is the feast of marriage, wedding, maturity, wedding gift, and going into everlasting covenant with Yahuwah. So that was why Father Yahuwah said unto Moshe, take off your shoe. Let me step in now in your shoe. That is the iron scepter he gave unto Moshe. Now you can go. After you have stepped in the shoe of Moshe, he now said, go and bring out my people from the land of bondage. So this is the consummation, the feast of Shavuot. It is the consummation of the feast of Pesach. Biblical New Year usher us into the feast of Pesach, the one you call Passover. So we waited from Passover. From Passover 7 Shabbat, we count as Father Yahuwah commanded us, counting the Omer. Every day we are counting, and I'll be counting. Today is the 49th day, and tomorrow, first day of the week, it is the 50th day. That we are expecting something powerful again for Father Yahuwah to renew his wedding covenant with us, just as he did at Mount Sinai. So this is the meaning of this feast and what the royal law is all about. When you go to the royal law, now Exodus 19, you read from chapter 19 way down to 32. It is all about how this marriage will play out, the fruit we are going to bring, how we'll be loyal to our bridegroom, for the Yahuwah himself. So we'll get into that. Let me not go ahead of myself. I want to establish this part. So let's see Exodus 19 to confirm this. Exodus 19, I read, in the 3rd month, when the children of Israel were gone out forth of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai, for they were departed from Rephidim, and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moshe went up unto Yahuwah, and Yahuwah called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bore you on wings, on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. Now therefore, here is what I want to read. Listen. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar and treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. You see, and this is the powerful faith our ancestors exude, because here, Father Yahuwah has not yet given his law. He has not yet given his law. Only proposal, will you marry me? Of course, I do. This is what here is all about, like kind of engagement. Go and tell them. This is what I want them to do for me. If they will keep my covenants, because I'm going to enter into covenant with them now. If they will keep it, therefore, there shall be a kingdom of priests, a peculiar, a treasure people above all people on earth. You see, this is what makes Israel special than every single nation on earth. Christianity is making noise. What noise are you making? Giving the covenant at Mount Sinai with that great, unique experience. Tell me how many Gentiles were there? Not one. In that great experience, Father Yahuwah entered into covenant with his people. Not one Gentile were not there. Also in Acts of Apostles chapter 2, the very day the Ruach HaKodesh was given. How many Gentiles was there? Of course, not even one. So this make Israel so important, special, peculiar, as Father Yahuwah called them, above all nations. So whatever you are doing, try to bring them down and elevate yourself. You are just a noise maker. Of course you are. You see, you never experience any of these things at the giving of the Torah or at the giving of the Ruach HaKodesh. You were never there in these two great events. Even when the fire appeared at the burning bush, where were you, Gentile? You were never there. So Israel is above all nations. No, they never put themselves in there, but for the Yahuwah did it because they are his wife. So that is the truth of the matter. Now, this is the powerful faith our ancestors really exude that caught my attention. And Moshe came and called to the elders of the people and laid before their face all these words which Father Yahuwah has commanded him. And listen now, and all the people answered together and say, all that Yahuwah has spoken we will do. And Moshe returned the words of the people unto Yahuwah Elohim. You see, we will do. They don't know what Father Yahuwah is bringing them into. They don't know what is about to tell them, but they trusted him because they see the power he releases on the Egyptians, and that make him Father Almighty. You see, so let me also quickly read 24 also. The uniqueness of this particular passage, it was that on the 10th day, because Father Yahuwah asks us to count 49 days, then the 50th day would be the day of a first fruit offering. So on the 10th day, that is when Moshe ascends up. Because Father Yahuwah just lay out, he give it to them. Exodus 19, that was the wedding covenant, and he also told them, I think I have to read that because it's also important. That is what we are doing right now. He said, tell them to abstain from their wives. That is, go out of flesh and be in tune. This is the 3 days dry fasting we are doing right now. No water, no food, 72 hours, because that is what Father Yahuwah commanded us, to be in tune with him. Verses 10, that same Exodus 19. And Yahuwah, after Moshe has brought the reply and said, Israel say, yes, we do to you. Then Father Yahuwah now give a word again to tell the children of Israel, verses 10. And Father Yahuwah said unto Moshe, go unto the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Cleanliness, that is what we are doing right now. And be ready against the 3rd day. For the 3rd day, Yahuwah will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. You see, so Moshe also brought, for the sake of time, well, I love to read all, but for the sake of time, it will take me so much time. So Moshe also brought the news to the Israel and tell them to the men to stay away from their wives, from sex, for these 3 days. That is, be in tune with Yahuwah, go out of flesh. That is what we are doing now. We are on dry fasting for these 72 hours. So you can read this particular passage on your own. It is very powerful. It is awesome. Now I read 24. It's all about law he gave at Mount Sinai. How the act of the covenant, every single thing that needs to be done in this wedding. This is where Father Yahuwah laid them all out. He said, do it according to the pattern that has been showed unto you on top of Mount Sinai. So on the 10th day, Moshe ascended up to Yahuwah and spent 40 days with Yahuwah. And here is the scenario. Messiah, on the 40th day, he ascends up. And on the 10th day, the Ruach HaKodesh now come down. But on the 10th day, the royal law was being given, pronounced. But on the 50th day, they will not have it in our hands. The 2 tablets. But on the 50th day, in Acts of Apostles chapter 2, they will not have the power of the Ruach HaKodesh. Hallelujah. So I read now 24. And he said unto Moshe, come up unto Yahuwah, thou and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye far off. And Moshe alone shall come nigh Yahuwah, and they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. And Moshe came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah. Listen again, and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yahuwah had said we will do. The second time. And Moshe wrote all the words of Yahuwah and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of ox unto Yahuwah. And Moshe took half of the blood and put it in basin, and half of the blood is sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people, and they said again, listen, all that Yahuwah had said we will do, and be obedient. Yet we haven't yet have the 2 tablets in our hand, but they were just saying we will do it because I will do. Will you marry me? Yes, I will. Here we get it. And Moshe took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahuwah had made with you concerning all these words. Then went up Moshe and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the Yahuwah of Israel, and was under his feet, as it were a pivot, at its well, where am I? Under his feet, as it were a paved work of a sapphire stone, and it were the body of heaven in his cleanliness. You see, they saw him face to face, but this is Yahushua. This is not Father himself. For the king Yahushua said, no one has ever seen him nor heard his voice. This is the orphan. When we are talking about the orphan of the Yahuwah, this is what we make King Yahushua. And upon the nobles of the children of Israel, he laid not his hand. Also they saw Elohim and did eat and drink. This is the wedding feast, because they accept already. Now it's time to feast. And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, come up to me unto the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tablets of stone, and a law and commandment which I have written, you see, that thou mayest teach them. It is now he want to bring it out. On the 10th days he has sent unto Yahuwah. And Moshe raised up, and his minister Joshua and Moshe went up into the mouth of Yahuwah. And he said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Ahu are with you. If any man have any matters to do, let him come unto them. And Moshe went up into the mount, and cloud covered the mount. And the glory of Yahuwah abide upon Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it 6 days. And in the 7th day, today Shabbat, he called unto Moshe out of the midst of the cloud, and the sight of the glory of Yahuwah was like devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moshe went into the midst of the cloud and got him up into the mount, and Moshe was there in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. You see, so this is where the covenant was being given. So we are going to see the parallel, the scenario. Messiah stayed for 40 days on earth. He ascended into heaven. Moshe stayed 10 days on Mount Sinai. He ascended into heaven and stayed 40 days. So this is the scenario. So right now, let us get into our this topic. It is I also point it out in 3 dimension. So we have just established the first dimension. So now when the fire comes down in the day of Shavuot, that is the power of Yahuwah in Shavuot, sudden action versus the power of Satan in Pentecost. So we will see how Pentecost play out, the power of Satan. So now we've established the first part. Let us go into the second part. That is the Shavuot himself. So we have seen the first Shavuot in Exodus 19 to 32. So right now we are going to see the second Shavuot. The fire, that same fire that appeared in Exodus chapter 3, it brings about the name of Yahuwah and the authority of Father Yahuwah to redeem his people. And we see the second fire at Mount Sinai. That is the second fire. There we now enter into wedding covenant eternally with Yahuwah. No Gentile were there, but Israel. That makes us special. And the third fire, it takes in Acts of Apostles chapter 1. I read verses 3 from verses 3. It said, to whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days. You see, and speaking of these things pertaining to the kingdom of Yahuwah, and being assembled together with them, commanding them that they should not depart from Jerusalem. This is our Mount Sinai. The wedding covenant started all the way from the burning bush, from Mount Sinai, especially from Mount Sinai, way down to Jerusalem. Here is Jerusalem, the conclusion of Shavuot. So Messiah commanded them not to depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of Father Yahuwah, which saith, ye have heard of me. For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Ruach HaKodesh not many days hence. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Adonai, wilt thou at this time restore the kingdom of heaven unto Israel, the kingdom to Israel? You see, this is what all the apostles know, that Messiah is the one to do the gathering, not UN. He is the one to restore the kingdom back to Israel, because the kingdom was being torn away from us because of our disobedience. You know, we renounced Messiah publicly. So now we cannot accept him secretly. We have already accepted him secretly. Therefore, we also have to accept him publicly. So this is why he said he is the one to bring us back home to the glorious land. Publicly, we will accept him also. We will look upon him whom we pierced, because we are the one who rejected him. So this is what all the elect, all the apostles know, that the kingdom must be restored. And this was the highest prayer, top prayer in our hearts those days. The 12 apostles asked him, is he going to do it right now? Verse 7, Messiah said, he said, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times of the season, the times or the seasons which Father hath put in his own power, but ye shall receive power after that Ruach HaKodesh is come upon you. Ye shall be witness unto me both in Jerusalem and in Judea and in Samaria and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up. And a cloud, you see that same cloud that took Moshe up, that enveloped Moshe, we also see it right here. And a cloud received him out of their sight. Thank you, Father, for the powerful confirmation. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven, as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which said unto them, these are the two witnesses, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner, as ye have seen him go into heaven. Then returned they unto Jerusalem from the mount called Olivet, which is from Jerusalem a Sabbath day's journey. And when they come in, they went up into an upper room where abide both Peter, James, John, and Andrew, Philip, and Thomas, Bartholomew, and Matthew, James, and the son of Alphaeus, and Simeon, Zealots, and Judas, the brother of James. These all continued with one accord, in prayer and supplication. That is what we are doing at 3 days dry fasting, no food, no water. They continue in supplication with the women and married the murder of Yahushua and with his brethren. In those days, yes, I stop here. So I stop here before we go into chapter 2 to make you understand, to get a clue where we are coming from. So this is it. In 40 days, Messiah go up. 10 days, the Ruach HaKodesh come down. In 10 days, the Ruach HaKodesh came down in the Old Testament covenants, the royal law. 10 days, the Ruach HaKodesh came down. We saw it. In 10 days, Moshe go up to bring down the written tablet in our hands. That is why we have it today. Now, chapter 2. This is the second Shavuot, the everlasting. So this covenant is about to be confirmed with the royal people and the people of the book. I read from verses 1, Acts of Apostles chapter 2, verses 1. This is the gift Messiah keep repeating to his 12 apostles, as it were in Mount Sinai, so it will be. Wait for that promise. This is the promise, and this is what we also get into to type from this anointing also. Now, when the day of Shavuot was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. You see, that is being together in union, expecting something from above. This is it, verses 2. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind. And if you go to Exodus 19, 20, 24, exactly what we see here in the Acts of Apostles chapter 2, you will find it there also. When you go to Exodus chapter 3, the very fire that gave us the name, that is why the name of Yahuwah must not be used in vain. Because when you use it in vain, that fire that reveals it will also consume you. That is why it's very dreadful. We know how we use this name. Because it's been given by fire. And the law is being given by fire. And the wedding gift is being given by fire. You don't play no games with it. When you violate this wedding covenant, it is punishable by death. Father Yahuwah will divorce you and the devil will be married to you. And you know what that is. When you get into marriage with Satan. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where we are sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues, like as of fire, and it sit upon each of them. Now, these 3 points. First, we see the first Shavuot. Second, we are seeing the second Shavuot. The third point, it is the Trinity. We are going to see the Trinity of the devil. Because the apostles, when the fire came from above, it sits on their tongues. That is, when the believer, the genuine believer speaks, fire comes out of their mouth to consume every wickedness of the wicked ones around you. That is what the fire does. That is why it says life and death, it is in the power of the tongue. So this is what Father Yahuwah bestowed on the tongues of the elect, the genuine believers, the apostles. And we're also going to see what the devil bestowed in the tongues of the Trinity, of his Trinity, his governorship, his people. And when when a genuine prophet is speaking to you, we are seeing the fire that is coming out, consuming every wickedness of the wicked one, the bands of wickedness. It will undo them all. But when the false apostles, prophet, believer speaks to you, the trinity of the devil, flux is coming out. And we'll see what that is now. Let's first of all conclude this. I just want to call to your attention to these 3 points. We established the first point. Now we are into the second point of the second Shavuot versus the power bestowed in our tongues. A true believer speaking the true worship, the true name, the true love of the Yahuwah. Say, if you love me, keep my commandment. And those that love me not will keep my commandment. Even though they carry the royal law, but they won't do it. You see, so that is why flux resident on their tongue. We will see that is the last point. You see, so when, and let me take it again because it's powerful. It's suddenly there came a sound from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. And they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and began to speak with another tongues, as the Spirit gave them the utterances. And there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven. And when this was announced abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded, because that every man heard them speak in his own language. So this is the tongue that was being given. It was not Yorobos Karama Hanterebo Ye Korobos Karaba Yenderebo Sekeyeba Indorobos Kilimahan Talabo Nerebos Kilimahan Talabayalao Burilebo Sakaya Kabo Nerebo Sundele Yamar Korobo Nerebe Sekeye Keyekebo Naraba Santulubu Oh Nerebo Sakala Yabao. It is not this. I bless you, Father. It is not this. This is of the Spirit. The tongue that was being given unto them. It is Netherlands man speaking Igbo. Netherlands man speaking Benin. Yoruba. Italian man speaking Hausa. That was the tongue given unto them, because in Genesis 11, what happened when the language was confused? That was confusion, it was sin. But because of the believers that is speaking in the different language these days, for a man not to be defiled, Father, you want to cleanse that tongue. It was here the tongue was being cleansed for the believer, that we will speak in another tongues, in another language that I'm beginning now. Maybe when I begin to speak in Igbo language, it won't defile me, it won't be a sin on me. So this is where the tongue will be cleansed for the believer only. And they were all amazed, because when you hear me, I'm not Igbo. When I begin to speak Igbo, you will understand this is miracle. He said they were all amazed and marveled, saying to one another, Behold, are not all these men which speak Galileans? And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born? Verses 5. In our own where we were born, 5. Parthians and Medians and Medes, and Elamites, and the dwellers in Mesopotamia, and in Judea, and Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia, Phrygia, and Pamphylia, in Egypt, Egypt, and in the parts of Libya, about Syrian, and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes, Cretes and Arabians. Where is it? And Arabians, we do hear them speak in our tongues the wonderful works of Yahuwah. And they were all amazed, and were in doubt, saying one to another, What meaneth this? Others are making. Okay, I stop here. Okay, let me read. Others mocking said, These men are full of new wine. But Peter, Kepha, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, Ye men of Judea, and all ye that dwell in Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken to my words, for these are not drunk, as ye suppose, seeing it is but third hour of the day. But this is that which was spoken by the prophet Joel, and it shall come to pass in the last days, said Yahuwah, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servant and on my handmaids, I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I will show wonders in heaven above, and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke. And sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of Yahuwah come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of Yahuwah and shall be saved. His name is not God, it's YAHUWAH, Yahuwah. Hallelujah. So this is the everlasting SHAVOT. Go into marriage like me now, by His grace. I'm washing and preparing for my bridegroom, because I'm due for him to take me into eternal wedding physically. So this is what this feast is all about. So you see now, what comes in their tongues? Cloven fire. That is what comes in their tongues. So let's quickly see Revelation 11:5. What is bestowed in the tongues of believer that as they speaks, what comes out? It is fire. So we are almost done with this. Then we will go into that of the devil's trinity. As the title is, the power of Yahuwah. Verses chapter 11, I read verses from 4 to 5. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before Yahuwah of the earth. And if any man shall hurt them, listen now. Fire proceeded out of their mouth and devoured their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. So these are the two. You see, it's how fire will comes out of their mouth. Anybody that tried to hurt these two witnesses, this is how. And this is what is being bestowed in the mouth of the believer. The true believer, the true apostle, as you speak. You minister, fire is coming and consuming, because the fire of Yahuwah never come to negotiate with Pharaoh. Rather, he came to put Pharaoh to where he belonged. He never negotiate as the first fire Christianity is called, is negotiating with the whole world. Over 3 billion souls. Christianity claims half of world population. But here, fire is not consuming anything. Iniquity is abound in every single part. But the few and the true apostles, prophet, they are hiding in the cave. As soon until our Messiah comes out, we will come out. He is the one to announce us. He said, I will make them that call themselves the synagogue of the devil, who call themselves the Jew, meanwhile they lie. He said, I will make them to come and bow down at your feet to worship you and see and know that I have loved thee. So when he comes, this is the honor he's going to bestow on us. So right now we are done with this session. We see what come out of the mouth of believer. You shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass. So now let us see what is coming out in the mouth of the synagogue of the devil. That is what we are going to look into now. Revelation 16 from verses 12 I read. And the sixth angel. Notice when you read Revelation chapter 6, I think the very last verse, I don't know whether it's 18 or 22, you will see the sixth seal. And when you also go to Revelation 9, verses 13, you will see the sixth trumpet. And this is Revelation 16:12. Again, we see the sixth vials. You see, and this 666 has to do with the destruction of the disobedient, the third part that needs to be cut off the days of Noah. Man is going to be cut off. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the water thereof was dried up, and that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. We are coming right back here. Let me first of all read all. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the first beast, and out of the mouth of the out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahuwah Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth. What did you understand by that? If you watch, behold, this thing is almost done. If you are watchful, therefore you are blessed. Behold, watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked. We are coming right back here, and they see his shame. You see, if you don't watch, therefore it will come like to you as a thief, like the Christian of the three Trinity, the Trinity of the devil that is using paganism calendar. They are not watch, so he's going to cut you up as a thief in the night. Therefore, it said, because you did not watch and keep your garment clean. We see when the day of Shavuot comes, Exodus 19, what happened? The people wash their garment clean. So if you don't watch your own clean, you will walk naked, and we'll see what nakedness is all about now. If you want to know what nakedness is all about, kindly go to Genesis chapter 3. You will see what is nakedness. As soon as they partake from that tree of the knowledge of good and evil, what happened? They were naked. Now they are exposed to destruction. And this is the nakedness Messiah is also talking about here. Because when you begin to mix the knowledge of good with that of evil, like the Christian do, they mix truth with lies. That is, you are naked. You are not protected. You are not covered. No. You are exposed to destruction. Just like what happened in Genesis 3. And we are also going to see this nakedness. Let's first of all quickly establish what nakedness is all about. We are going to see, or let us first of all deal with this first. I think it's more accurate. Nakedness. So we see what nakedness is sin. Mixing up truth with lies. So 17. And the seventh angel poured out his vial upon the hell, and there come a great... Is it where I want to read? No, not 19. I want to read 19. And the great city, you see, the Trinity, the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet. Look at it now. Verses 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. I bless you for the YAHUWAH. And the great city was divided into 3 parts. And the cities of the nations fell. And the great Babylon came in remembrance before YAHUWAH to give unto her the cup of the wine of her fierceness. Of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. You see? So this dragon, beast, prophet, they are the Babylonian. The dragon, the false prophet, and the beast. They are the Babylonian. This is apostate religion. You see now they're divided into 3 parts. Like I said, establishing the truth, I don't care whose feelings is hurt, because I pursue it and I chase after the truth. The kingdom of heaven is a pearl. If only you know how wondrous it is, you would have just walked away from every single thing you own and obtain it. That is the kingdom of heaven. So I don't care if you are hurt, but somehow, some days, it will be of a happy hand to you. So this Trinity, the beast, the dragon, and the prophet, false prophet, are the Trinity of the devil, which is the synagogue of Satan in the Holy Land, the Islam, the beast, and the Christianity. They are the beast. They are the false prophets. These are the spirits of anti-Messiah. I think I have to also read that place so that you know, because anti-Messiah is not just one. There are many. The spirit of anti-Messiah is many. 1 John chapter 2 verses 18 I read. It said, little children, it is the last days. And as ye have heard that anti-Messiah shall come, even now there are many anti-Messiahs. You see, even now there are many, whereby we know that it is the last days. You see, so anti-Messiahs is many. So these are the trinity of the devil. The synagogue of Satan, like I said, it is the soul of Satan. They are the dragon. The beast, it is Islam, mark of the beast. They are about to do it. Double-edged sword in our neck to chop off your head if you refuse to convert to Islam. The false prophet, which is the Christian tongue, the very one that is going to point to the Mahdi, the beast of Islam, that is the true Messiah. They are in Revelation 13. They are all together. These three power always goes together. Now, let us first of all see the river Euphrates. Prophecy is fulfilled before your eyes and my eyes, where the sixth angel poured his vow upon the great river Euphrates. What happened? It dried up. I want to show you prophecy before you and me.
The sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up, to prepare the way for the kings from the east. This is a dam on the river Euphrates 2011. The same dam in the year 2015. And now, the year 2016, the river is completely dried up.
So, do you not cut to heart? Isn't this deep? If it is deep, like I always said, let it sink in. To me, it's deep because prophecy is fulfilled. But people is saying witches are wizards. Anybody that take your picture to the Babalawo, prophecy of great destruction is being fulfilled before your eye. You are after Babalawo. You are not after building your ark. You are not after returning back to the real thing of YAHUWAH. You are after Babalawo, which is a small power, little power. We are talking about the power of dragon, the power of the mark of the beast, the power of the first power of the great deception. You are after little spirit of witches, wizard. It will come up with you by surprise. Now, Revelation 9:13, due to what we just heard. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the godly altar, which is before YAHUWAH, saying to the sixth angel, which had just sounded his trumpet, loose the four angels which are bound, the four angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. You see, prophecy is fulfilled before you and me. The four angels, which is the four wings, the four Axemen in Revelation chapter 6, that is going to do a great destruction in these last days, as that of the days of Noah and of Lot. Fire and water mingled together to wipe away the disobedient children. As soon as this the sixth vow was being poured into the river Euphrates, what happened? It dried up. It just dried up. What are we expecting now? The four angels is already being loosed. Now we are going to see what we are waiting for reality to come to pass before you and me. The great river Euphrates is dried up. This is the three floods that is going to do this great disaster in these last days as they minister to you, the dragon, the beast, and the prophet. It is floods that is ministering to you. And their legions of demons is already being, that is what we are waiting for. Because the four Axemen, the river where they were being bound, is being dried up to prepare the ways of the kings of the east for battle. 15. And the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men. Did you just hear that? I read 17. And thus I saw the horses. Okay, the number of their army, the one we are waiting for. This is what the river is dried up already. The four, the angels that is being bound in the river of Euphrates is loose already. The Euphrates is dried already. The Euphrates is one of the four rivers from Garden of Eden. If you go to Genesis chapter 2, you will see Euphrates is being mentioned. It's one of the four rivers from Eden's garden. And the number of the army of and the number of the army of the Axemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them. According to historians, they said scholars, they say it is 200 millions. So this is the one we are waiting for now. As soon as there's been released, because there are 4 angels, every single angel is going to handle every 4 corner of the earth, releasing every single army that is being assigned for. And this is YAHUWAH'S doing, to wipe off and to remove all these unlawful birth children into the land of destruction. Like I said, one more test for the Christendom. The one you believe Messiah died. You believe he is the Almighty. You believe he is Son of the Almighty. And you believe he died, he was buried, and he resurrected. You believe he is all powerful. Islam is coming for this. Messiah said the little thing that is left over is about to die. Is about to die. So their armies, that is what is left over now. He said, and thus I saw the ox in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and of jasness and of brimstone, and the heads of the oxes were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouth, listen now, we are talking about what come out from the mouth of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, the Christendom, the Islam, and the synagogue of Satan. We are talking about what the devil bestowed in their mouth. So here is what is coming out of their mouth. It said out of their He said, oh yeah, on their head, and out of their mouth issued fire and smoke and brimstone. For what? What are they using this very power for? Listen now. By these 3 was the 3rd part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouth, for their power is in their mouth. So do your own research and know that the hour has come. Horobo Santaya Bareka Morika Sendelebo Nirika Yanderebo Sendelebaya Merekos Kuriba Hantalabaye Korobo Sindeleba Hantalabayafa. Father Yahuwah, I speak on the behalf of the elect. Let them be redeemed and let mercy be released unto them. The royal tribe, all the 14 tribes, let mercy be granted unto us. May we never be a part of this darkness that is about to fall right now on the 4 corners of the earth. So back to Revelation chapter 16. The 3 unclean spirits, what came out from their mouth, the dragon, the beast, and the prophet, and the false prophet. And we see they were being divided. They are the Babylonian, and they were being divided into 3 parts. So let's confirm that again with Revelation 14 verses 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is falling, that great city, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. What is the wrath of of Satan? Iniquity, sin. And the 3rd angel, and the 3rd angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive the mark receive his mark on his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahuwah. Is being poured out. Is being poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. They have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and his image, whosoever receiveth the mark of the beast or his name. You see, whoever receives it. So that great city, it is Babylon falling. So that is what we are about to see now. Babylon is falling, and he's falling. That is the fall of Babylon. Is almost here. Revelation again 17:22. You can read all. Let me read the mystery Babylon, so that you will know who we are talking about. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. You see, it desecrated the whole world. And the woman which thou sawest, it is the great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth. You see, these three apostate religion reigns over the whole earth. Now let us go. Who is the dragon? So we are confirmed that these three unclean spirits, the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, they are being divided in three paths, and they are the trinity of the devil, which is the synagogue of Satan, the Jewish convert, the Islam, and the Christendom. So right now, let us see who is the dragon. How do the dragon works? And what is the dragon? Primarily, dragon, it is Satan himself. Primarily, it is devil himself. And secondly, dragon, it is paganism. The paganism in all over the whole world, it is dragon spirit. That is dragon throne. And spiritualism, demons in the spirit realm. That is the dragon. And thirdly, dragon also means civil rulers of or upon all or of every nation on earth. Civil rulers. And we see that from Herod. He was a dragon who stood right in the presence of the woman that was about to give birth to Messiah to devour her child. I read Revelation 12 verses 1. And there appeared a great sign, a great wonder in the heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and with the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. Verses 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and he did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as he is being born. And she brought forth a male child who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was cut up unto YAHUWAH and to his throne. So we see who stood before the woman to devour her child. That is Messiah. That is Mariam. While she was about to give birth, a dragon stood on her front to kill Messiah. What happened? Herod, in Matthew chapter 4, we see this very Herod, the dragon, stood in the front of Mary about to devour a child. Just read it. I can't go through it because of time. Matthew chapter 2. We see when Herod make a crime as soon as the king was being born. The three wise men came from the Babylon and inquire where is he, the king of the Jews. As soon as Aaron heard that, he was troubled, and now said unto the 3 wise men to go in search and look for where it is for him. It's after you have worshipped me, I myself will also go and worship me. Meanwhile, he was a liar. He was looking for a way to kill him. So as they see Messiah in Bethlehem, the angel of YAHUWAH warned the 3 wise men never to return back to Herod. And the angel then said to Joseph to take Mary and Messiah straight to Egypt for safety. And as soon as Herod, they run away, they fled. Aaron go in search. He couldn't find Messiah. What happened? Every 2 years old child in Bethlehem were slaughtered. They slaughtered them all. So Aaron is dragon. All this ruler, Donald Trump is a dragon. All this ruler on earth, civil rulers, they are all dragon. And we also see this very dragon. What do they call him? Pharaoh. Pharaoh is another dragon. Let us also confirm that in Ezekiel 29, verses 3. Ezekiel 39. Pharaoh was a dragon. Ezekiel 29, verses 3. Speak and say, Thus saith YAHUWAH Adonai, behold, I am against thee, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon. Pharaoh was not just a dragon, but the great dragon. Speak, I take it again, and say, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I am against you, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, the great dragon that light in the midst of his river, which hath said, my river is mine own, and I have made it for myself. You see, Pharaoh was a dragon. And let's see what the dragon is doing in the life of believers. As soon as Father Yahuwah moved them out of the land of Egypt, and we see in Exodus chapter 32 what happened. The feast of Shavuot, the very feast of Shavuot, was being celebrated to the glory of dragon. Pharaoh, the great dragon. The spirit of dragon was still right there. Before Moshe could bring down the 2 tablets of the law, of the royal law, what did the people do? Let me read. And when the people saw that Moshe delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moshe, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we won't not know what is become of him. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people break off their golden earrings which were in the ears of which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron, and he received them he received them at their hand, and fashioned it with a graven toy. After he had made it a mounted calf, and they said, these be the gods, O Yahweh, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. You see, this is the disgusting part. Christianity is celebrating Christmas, Easter, New Year, paganism calendar, their father, mother, children, lovers, Thanksgiving Day, paganism, the dragon. They are not celebrating that they are celebrating the dragon. No, rather they will say they are celebrating unto Yahuwah. This is the disgusting part. Paganism to Yahuwah, exactly what Aaron did. What did Aaron do? He said, take off your earrings. Your earrings represent your hearings. Bring it to me. This is how Aaron took their ears down to the dragon, to listen to the dragon and do what the dragon wanted them to do. Exactly, the Christian, though, their ear is already being given to the dragon, because the dragon is being worshipped. The synagogue of Satan. Now we'll read from verses 5. And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Yahuwah. You see, great abomination. A golden calf, a feast to Yahuwah, Easter, Christmas, paganism, New Year, worldly celebration, a feast to Yahuwah. Verse 6. And they rose up early. This feast, Aaron was not seeing it that it was paganism. He was seeing it that it is the feast of Shavuot, because this was the 50th day that Moshe is supposed to bring down the royal law. So before he came down, the dragon now stepped in to celebrate the feast of Shavuot in his way. Like the Christians that think their feast of Shavuot is in 2 weeks' time or so. That is the feast of dragon. That is the title. The power of Yahuwah in Shavuot, sudden action. We see that sudden action. Exodus 3, Exodus 19, 20 to 24, and Acts of Apostles 2. We see that sudden movement. Now, what did the dragon do? He also did the same thing. Before Moshe could come down, he stepped in and told them to make it a golden calf. He was telling them, don't worry, it is the feast of Yahuwah. And they rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink, just as Father Yahuwah did it in Exodus 24. They were also dying with the devil here, and rose up to a play. And Yahuwah saw, and Yahuwah said unto Moshe, go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupt themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a mouthy calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, This be thy gods, O Yasrael, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Do you see? Now let's go to 24. Nakedness, what nakedness is all about. And when Moshe saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. And Moshe said, Moshe stood in the gate of the camp and said, Who is on Yahuwah's side? Let him come unto me. And all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. You see what sin is? Sin is nakedness. And we also see that in Revelation 16. Mosiah said, Blessed is you if you watch. Behold, are you beholding the signs of the last day? Are you watching? Are you watchful? Is your garment being washed? What side are you? Are you on the side of Yahuwah or the signs of the first prophet? Christahinome, Oyedikma, TB Joshua, Nansek Suleiman, TD James, Reabanki, what they call it, Benihi. What did they call them? In the four corners of the earth. The truth of the matter is that all Christianity, they are all Sunday worshiper. They are the false prophet. They are paganism. All of them is the signs of the last day. False prophet, they are doing their part. They are playing their part. Their part is about to end. Islam is about to take over. And the false dragon has already also played his part. So, you see, this is what nakedness is. He exposes you to destruction. And your enemy will see your shame. Who is your enemy? Is the devil. He will see your shame. So, let's talk about the flux. The power that is in the tongue of this false prophet, the Christendom. We see what it is. It is to destroy you, because life and death it is in the power of tongue. They are declaring destruction. You are seeing it as a miracle. It is flux spirit. Let's see what flux is. Exodus 8 verses 1. I read, Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, Go unto Pharaoh, and say unto him, Thus saith Yahuwah, Let my people go, that they might serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy burdens with floods, and the river shall bring forth floods abundantly, which shall go up and come into thy house, into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and unto the house of thy servants, and unto thy people, and unto thy ovens, and unto thy ovens, And the flood shall come out both on thee and upon thy people and upon thy servants. And Yahuwah spake unto Moshe, saying unto Aaron, Stretch forth thy hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the pond, and cause floods to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the floods came out and covered the whole land of Egypt. And the magician did what? So with their enchantments brought up floods upon the land of Egypt. You see? Because you see what the power of the flux, what is this unclean spirit, number one, and number two, because Father Yahuwah said, because you refuse to take my truth in love, therefore I will send you a strong delusion. So Pharaoh refused to humble himself because he's a great dragon. He refused to humble himself before Yahuwah. Therefore Father Yahuwah sent him. He used uncleanness to fill his life. Every single thing is inside his oven. In his bed, everywhere is full of flux. And this is the time we are now. As Father Yahuwah released flux upon every part of the land of Egypt, what did the devil also do in his enchantment? He also released flux. So the whole land was full of flux. The whole earth right now as we are talking is full of flux. From the Christendom, because they opened their mouth, flux is coming out. From the dragon that deceived the whole world and said they are the true people. In fact, these people almost got it done. But they couldn't fake the spiritual part. The spirituality, it is what get them exposed, and the color. So they deceive the whole world. They release flocks. Islam is about to conclude its flocks. The whole earth is about to be piled up. It's about to be filled with flocks. Unclean spirit is everywhere. Right now, as we are talking, this is what is coming out from the mouth of the Christian or every single prophet, pastor, whatever title. It is flocks, unclean spirit. Now your life, imagine how your life is full of darkness now, because flock is everywhere. That as you speak, flocks is jumping all over you. It is destruction. Revelation 13 verses 2. These are the trinity of the devil, Islam, Christian, and the Jewish convert, the synagogue of Satan. And the beast which I saw, verses 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of Baal, and his mouth as the mouth of lion. And the dragon gave his power and his seat and great authority. You see, Islam, the dragon is about to pass all his power and his authority and seat to the Islam. They are going to do it to the whole world 7 years. Become Islam or your head is off. We see the beast, that is the first beast. We see the dragon. And I saw one of his head. Let me skip because of time. Let me go straight away to the second beast. The second beast, 11. And I beheld another beast came out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. You see, this spirit, they are all in one. The second beast is also speak. He appeared like the lamb. That is the deceiving spirit. That is the Christian or the false prophet. He appears like the lamb, but he speaks like the dragon. He is a dragon. All this spirit, they are all dragons. But he speak like the lamb. That is the deceiving spirit. We appear to you like the lamb. Meanwhile, he is a dragon. That is the Christian dawn. The wolves in sheep clothing. They are all in one. You see? And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and cursed the earth and them which dwelleth therein to worship the first beast, which deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of all men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of these miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live. So these are the trinity of the devil. They walk hand to hand. This miracle, what did the Messiah call it? In Matthew 24, Messiah calls it deceiving miracle, to deceive the whole world. And what did Apostle Shahu call it? Apostle Shahu called it in 2 Thessalonians 2. He calls it also a lying wonder. You see? And what did Yehukanah saw it? He calls it, the prophet Yehukanah, Apostle Yehukanah. What did they call it? Miracle of the mark of the beast. It is the mark of the beast. Because of this thing he did, he gave them the mark of the beast, because he's doing wonders, which is their Christendom. This trinity of the devil are one body. So my family, Israel, this is on your own path. Our land is signal, as Father YAHUWAH said. And first, we see Deuteronomy 13, verses 1 to 5 said unto us that if another one come with his own, he said they are going to do great signs. So even though he's doing great signs and wonder, he wonders beforehand. Even though this false prophet, they are doing great, he said they will do great signs and wonder. In Deuteronomy 13, read it, 1 to 5. He said they are doing great signs and wonder, but if they did not speak in the name of Yahuwah, they are liars and they must be stoned to death. That is what is going to happen to this false prophet Christianity. So now to you, Israel, my Mishmael, Father YAHUWAH said in 2 Chronicles 7 verses 14 to 15, he said we should humble ourselves. You see, our land is sick right now. If the people that I call by my name will humble themselves and seek my face and forsake their evil ways, I will hear them from the heavens, and I will heal their land. So let us humble ourselves so that we will be healed, and our land also will be healed. We are the true people of the book, and Messiah is about to prove that to the whole world. So I live with this, my family. Give ear unto Yahuwah. give unto Yahuwah, all ye mighty. Give unto Yahuwah glory and strength. Give unto him glory due unto his name. Worship Yahuwah in the beauty of holiness. The voice of Yahuwah is upon the waters. The Elohim of glory thundereth. Yahuwah is upon many waters. The voice of Yahuwah is powerful. The voice of Yahuwah is full of majesty. The voice of Yahuwah breaketh the cedars. Yea, Yahuwah breaketh the cedars of Lebanon. He maketh them also to skip like a calf, Lebanon and Saron, like a young unicorn. The voice of Yahuwah devoured the flames of fire. The voice of Yahuwah shaketh the wilderness. Yahuwah shaketh the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of Yahuwah maketh the hinds to cleave, and discovered the forest, and in his temple doeth every one speak of his glory. The voice of his glory. Yahuwah sitteth upon the flood, yea, Yahuwah sitteth king forever. Yahuwah will give strength unto his people. Yahuwah will bless his people with peace. I leave you with the peace of Yahuwah. Father, I thank you for the feast of Shavuot. Tomorrow it is the feast of Shavuot. Today is the 49th day, and tomorrow we are expecting wonders. Hallelujah. Peace of Yahuwah.